So we got Baldy.
Oh,
7:30.
yes.
Baldy to break down Niners, Seahawks, and the rest of the NFL.
Okay.
And we'll look ahead to the Commanders, the Washington Commanders, that is. We got Anthony Slater, 8 o'clock. He's in New York City as the Warriors get ready for a back-to-back against the Knicks and the Nets.
Welcome to New York City.
Today.
Welcome to New York City. What's your favorite New York City? Even though DPG made fun of them with New York,
Yeah, I kind of like that one. That was mine.
That was
mine.
With Snoop kicking it over like he's Godzilla.
New York, big city of dreams.
Yeah.
New York.
Oh, Empire State of Mind.
Yeah, Jay-Z,
This
Alicia
is a good
Keys.
one.
Alicia Keys really rocked it at the end. New York.
Oh, yeah, she kills it.
Cameron, everybody's got a New York gun. Jada Kiss got
Welcome
one.
to Harlem.
What about Jada Kiss? Welcome to New York City.
Yeah, I love Jada.
Jada's sick.
What is your favorite New York? Is it New York? Is it Frank Sinatra?
The Sinatra is special.
Come on.
It is special.
I just hate that the Yankees play it right after a win.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
yeah, it is
God.
great. It is great.
Oh, God.
Damn, what take Jake?
He's on fire.
Whoa.
Spadoni might get Wally Pest.
Spadoni.
Jake's in his bag right now. I'm
Hey,
telling you.
He's in his
Spadoni,
bag.
you may want to stretch that paternity leave out, buddy. we got something.
Wow.
Don't worry
Wow.
about rushing back.
Wow.
Take as much time as you need.
Wow.
Take Jake.
Your eyes lit up.
I can't believe it.
Like a Christmas
I said, this guy. Hey, Craig Mack, you're going to be sleeping in for the next year, buddy. We got our super sub.
Wow. That was
I
incredible.
love it, Craig Mack.
Oh, my God.
Damn.
So who do they play tonight? Is it the Knicks?
They played the New York Knicks. Damn. One take Jake blowing me away. They played the New York Knicks who've won 7 in a row.
Jalen Brunson?
7 in a row. Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle.
Who's the hottest team in the NBA? Is it the Orlando Magic and they're 6 in a row after losing 4 in a row?
You like that Magic team,
I was peeping.
Hey, you
Double eye emojis.
They beat Boston on a
I
back-to-back
know.
in Boston.
Boston sliding.
Or Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn's on fire,
Brooklyn's
too.
on fire.
10 of 11?
10 of 11.
Yeah.
10 of 11. Kevin Durant's on fire. So this is a nice little 2-game stretch for the Golden State Warriors. And you always got to be wary of the back-to-back. Who's going to be in?
Yeah.
Who's going to be out? Most likely Klay Thompson is going to be out. I want to see Klay against Brooklyn. Don't you?
Against
Who would
KD?
you rather see if you had a choice? Klay against the Knicks?
I mean,
or
Madison
the
Square
Nets?
Garden has cachet for these guys.
I know
so
it does.
if I was him, I'd probably play against the Knicks. To me, the Knicks is the more winnable game, too.
Yeah, I agree.
Am I tripping?
No. It is the more winnable
I am
game.
interested to see Ben Simmons because we've talked so much about him. And now that he's kind of, not that he's righted the ship because it was so wrong for so long.
Yep.
I feel like he's playing really good ball and no one's talking about it.
Well, he's getting better and better. He's feeling more comfortable. His mentals are getting better. And that's the thing that we underestimate so much is the mentals.
Yeah.
Mentally, he was out. Mentally, he was, I don't know where he was.
Yeah.
So now he's starting to, and he understands that coming off the bench, I'm playing with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I don't have to worry about scoring 20 a game.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about carrying the offensive load if Joel Embiid is having an off night. I have Katie and Kyrie. Then I have TJ Warren coming off the bench. Then I have Joe Harris who could bomb threes. So he's playing a lot better, and they're playing a lot better. So I'm kind of with you here. Maybe bench Klay in the Brooklyn game. And because also Brooklyn, which is a crazy schedule quirk, they're going to be off. They played Sunday. They're not playing until the Warriors come to Barclays.
Really?
Yeah. So
was that
they're going to be
4 full days?
Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. So 2 full days.
Wow.
And the Knicks, they played Saturday. So
wow,
look, man. Yeah, it's a little. Actually, they played Sunday too, so they get a day off.
It does feel, and I know we've had this conversation and we argue a lot about it because we're passionate about it. It does feel like the schedule is coming to a head. I'm seeing a lot of people around the NBA
Not happy.
very, like, for example, Luka Doncic got rested the other day, and like Dallas fans, because I follow RJ and Shan, they're losing their minds.
Yeah.
They're like 23-year-old resting on a back-to-back when the team's not good enough, and so it's not a Warrior-related problem. It feels like an NBA-related problem.
It is,
and it's that's kind of weak.
It is weak. Look, we had this conversation about the consumer and everything, and
but from the
trust
team
me,
perspective, I get it.
Yeah, and I feel bad for the consumer. This is why I say, man, you got to be careful buying these tickets.
Yeah.
You have to be careful with knowing that, man, that's a back-to-back. Let me try to sell them. That's why if you buy a season ticket package, I would kind of guesstimate when guys are going to freaking sit out and try to swindle somebody up that. Now I'm telling somebody to do somebody bad, but I would try to get off those tickets, really. Like it's bad. Like Brooklyn one day, I saw Nick Friedel tweet this a couple weeks ago. They had the entire top 8 out.
I know.
It was like, come
So
on,
you're going
man.
to go see the Brooklyn G League team, basically, which is totally unfair.
It's very unfair. So.
Well, I find it interesting. So, like a team like Brooklyn, for example, I asked Nick when he came back, "Hey, Nick, do they even have fans like the Nets in New York?"
They really don't.
He's like, "No, their fan base is in New Jersey."
Yeah.
Because that's where they were for so long.
Yep.
I look at them and the Rams, and I'm just very interested when you enter a new market and you have this sexy star-laden team that's so everyone says you got to win right away to win over the fan base. Do you?
Well, the Rams didn't have anybody at their championship parade.
That's what I'm saying.
We look back at that championship parade, we're like, what the hell was going on? Like, if the Lakers win a championship, they're going to have over 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people at that parade. Same thing with the LA Dodgers. The Rams literally had nobody. And here's the thing with the Rams. They were in LA before.
I know.
They were in now. I get it. They were gone for 20 years. But they were in LA.
I know.
Brooklyn Nets were always in Jersey.
Yes.
ABA, NBA, always in Jersey. So now they're coming over to Brooklyn, and they build that nice arena. Barclays is nice. And you go right in the downtown, it's like, it's still a Knicks town.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Garden. And, like, if you go, like, that's why I always thought, Kevin Durant, if we're going to go to New York, side with the Knicks.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought LeBron was going to go there.
Right.
I thought it had his name written all over it.
Are you surprised, too, that they had that it feels like a casual type of fan base in terms of, like, all these, like, there's going to be a bunch of Warrior fans, for example, at that game.
Well, to me, it's like the celebrity game that you go to, where you can sit for a lot cheaper, closer to the floor. I don't know. It's just the Knicks. To me, I know they've been awful forever, and they're kind of a joke. There's cachet there for me. And now I know a lot of younger fans there probably isn't,
and they haven't won a championship in a long.
But in the 90s they were awesome.
They were awesome,
and I rooted for Latrell Sprewell when he went there.
Patrick Ewing and Charles
Allen
Oakley
Houston,
and Anthony Mason, and then they had the Oregon in there.
Yeah.
And,
it was amazing.
That court, Spike Lee courtside.
I imagine Peter Vesey. I'm here with NBA on NBC, like you know what I mean, working the sidelines.
Him and Costas.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know the Nets thing. I just find it fascinating to see. When a team moves into because like I would consider if you were a new expansion team, like when the Titans went to Tennessee, that's really all they had in pro sports at the time, right? Now they have the Nashville Predators.
And now they bought all in.
I look at a team like the Rams, they go to LA, it's a very congested market. Then I look at New York, it's a very congested market. And yet the Rams won. And they made that big deal for Stafford. And it was like, well, they got the championship. It was all worth it. Well, from a fan growth perspective, was it? Because you're awful now.
No, and the fans stopped coming.
That's what I'm saying.
The fans are begging. The franchise is begging their fans not to sell their tickets to Bronco fans for the Christmas game.
And I love that they simultaneously breathed life into the Detroit Lions, where they traded the 2 picks. They gave him Jared Goff, and now it feels like they're ascending.
Oh, no doubt.
And the Rams, I don't think they're going to compete for the next 2, 3, 4 years.
What about the Chargers?
Well, that's another one.
They're an afterthought in L.A.
I know.
They play it so. Doesn't it look different when the Chargers and Rams? When the Rams play at SoFi, it looks like it's popping, right?
Agreed.
It's a concert. And when the Chargers play there, it's like,
because they're the 9th most important team in that town. That's why I know people are chasing the TV money, right? I get it. Oh, look how many TV eyeballs we can get and being in this market. But my thing is like, all right, Dodgers, and I don't need any order. Dodgers, Lakers, USC. Okay? Now, you say what you want about UCLA's brand. For basketball, it's still there.
Still there.
I do believe it's still there.
Too.
Okay? Clippers, Anaheim Angels.
The LA Kings was
LA Kings.
They've got some cachet down there.
Now you have the Anaheim Ducks. Like, it is a very congested market.
And the soccer teams. We saw the LA soccer team in the championship for the MLS Cup, which was really fun.
Did you see
the
really
rumors? Cool. What's the rumors? Messi to Miami.
Yeah.
That's been circulating for a while.
I'm in on that.
Let me ask you this.
Pink jersey.
Did the NFL make a mistake by not placing the Raiders in LA instead of the Chargers? And should the Chargers have gone to Vegas?
But I think the Raiders would have usurped the Rams as well.
No doubt.
Okay, I have a theory now. I think back in the day it made a ton of sense to have 2 teams in one market because of now I don't get it. Like I know there are White Sox fans out there, there are Jets fans out there.
Jets Giants are separated and both fan bases are great.
Yes.
You don't have that issue there.
Very few markets can pull that off.
Right.
And I think LA, because it's so transient in the way that we consume sports now, to me it doesn't make a lot of sense. If I move from the Midwest and I'm a Cardinal fan, I'm not going to be converted to a Dodger fan.
No doubt.
I'm going to stay a Cardinal fan. You see this in Arizona a lot, B. I have a lot of family that moved to Arizona. And Arizona is a very transient area. People move there.
A lot of Cub fans down there.
I mean, they're still Steeler fans. Cubs. Like, name the team. They flock down there. They're not an Arizona Cardinal or Diamondback fan. They don't need to be.
The Bay proved that you could have 2 football teams here.
It
for
did.
a while.
It did. I don't know if that's still the case for baseball because
baseball, I'm not sure because the A's have done their fan base so long. Although I'd be very intrigued if they built a stadium.
I'm with you, but I would say this. My counter to you would be I only think that there can be one dominant and one.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I watched that Willie Mays doc in the 60s. I didn't know. Giants were the #1 gate ticket.
#1 draw.
In baseball for the 60s. The A's moved there in the late 60s, and they become one of the biggest gate draws. Where do you think all those fans came from?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And now we know the A's were dominant in terms of having attendance numbers all the way till AT&T was built.
Right.
And then everybody started going to AT&T, and then they became kind of the lower class.
You still had the first, I want to say the first 5 years of Oracle Park when it was built, AT&T, whatever you want to call it. The A's still were getting 2 million.
No doubt.
But you saw it starting to dwindle.
Yes.
And dwindle. And once they gutted the team, it was like, you don't get that segment of the fan base back.
But if they built a new stadium, and this is something I've thought about along, it would eat into the Giants fan base a lot. The weather's nicer. There's a lot of people that live on that side of the bay that don't want to cross over to the bridge. I do believe it would eat into it.
I think you'd get about 5 million people through the gates if the A's bought a stadium.
Combined?
That's
a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I believe you could get 2.5 with the Giants. Now, they have to be good, right?
Of course.
Giants were bad last year. What was the numbers? 2.4?
Yeah, and it was the lowest they've had since they opened. It was the lowest they've ever
had. Yeah, so if they become good, they could get to 3 million. And then if you get the A's built, if they build a stadium and they're competitive in the AL West and they're winning and they got the new shiny stadium and Oakland has their team. Because right now, Oakland has nothing.
I know.
Nothing. It's kind of sad. And I believe they could pull in 2 to 2.5. I believe you could get 5 combined million.
So
in this market when it comes to baseball attendance.
I used to believe that, and I no longer. I just don't know if any market.
You have to believe it to see it. You have to see it to believe it.
I just don't think the way the pandemic hit and the exodus out of downtown Oakland, out of downtown San Francisco, and the despair that I see, I don't know if people have the expendable income to support 2 teams. And that's just my theory. Now, if the A's had built their stadium before, I think the Giants would have been gone. Like, straight up. Like, if they would have beat them to the mark, I don't know if the Giants would be the dominant force that they are. I don't know if the Bay can support 2 teams. I do think for football, because it's so rabid, that was a unique one. Like in basketball, if a second team came in, I don't think there's room for them.
Yeah, me either. Basketball, no doubt.
You
can't have 2
know
teams in basketball.
I don't think there's room for
I
them.
don't see that working.
I think it's got to be a very specific region and fan base, and I just look at LA as an example in the New York basketball market. I think it doesn't work.
I think New York may be the only city to pull it off now in America.
But it's humongous. It's like 9 boroughs.
Like Chicago, like people were trying to, well, maybe Chicago gets another football team. That wouldn't work to me.
No.
You're not converting Bear fans into no chance. No chance. Like Philadelphia.
Plus you have the Packers so close in proximity.
No doubt. You got the Packers so close. You have the Indianapolis Colts close.
Yeah.
You're down the road in Indianapolis. That would not work. New York may be the only city where you could pull it off now.
I know. Well,
LA is proving that. Like they're filling out SoFi for those games. That's because their fans are coming in saying, we could go to LA for the weekend.
Nash, our buddy who used to work at the station, his buddies are all ticket guys for the Rams. They all got these season tickets.
Right.
They sell their tickets every single week to the opposing fan base. Believe me, it sells out.
Oh, no, I believe it. And then you got the Raiders in Vegas where if they're not good,
I know.
That stadium becomes a neutral site for them. So I don't know. I think about the Raiders and I get it because we had the Mafia breakfast. Ryan Hef Life, Worldwide Hef, we're in the Uber. And the Uber driver, what's the fans like out here? He goes, well, the top fan bases are Raiders. There's still a lot more Raider fans than anybody in LA.
I believe that.
Number 2, the Dallas Cowboys.
I hate the Cowboys.
But the Rams are not even top 2 in their own city.
Speaking of the Cowboys, there's some news. If you woke up last night, I took a nap, so I woke up and I saw the group thread about who the Cowboys are playing this week.
Oh. And also 888-957-9570. We're going to have some fun today. What are your top Bay Area sports moments for the year?
Ooh.
Your top moments of the year.
Ooh.
There's been a lot of moments. Top moments, low moments.
I know mine.
Top moments, low moments, top moments in the Bay Area this year.